welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shivani Gharat. Today we're catching up with two exceptional women. First up, we have Anupriya Acharya, South Asia CEO of Publicis Groupe. We are catching up with her and speaking to her about the outlook for the industry for the second half of the calendar year with the abundant Indian festival season to look forward to. What are their key focus areas and what is driving growth? And are clients sitting tight or spending more post-elections? Listen in. Anupriya, welcome to CNBC-TV18 again, and it's so good to have you on the show again.
Thank you. I'm equally excited to be here.
Anupriya, when we met around Goa Fest, which was just a couple of weeks ago, you said that the first half of the year has been slightly challenging, but you were waiting for the elections to get over, for things to settle down. How are things looking as we step into the second half of the year now?
So indeed, when we met a few months back, I think,
yeah.
That point in time, clearly, I mean, there seemed to be some slowdown in the consumption across categories. But the larger thing was that everybody was in a bit of a wait and watch sort of a position because, of course, it was the election year and elections were going full swing at that point in time and everybody was working off an interim budget. Since then, of course, we have the elections are behind us. We have a 100-day plan in front of us and, of course, expectation of a great budget. That coupled with, of course, all the forecasts on above average monsoon, you can see it's already started,
yes,
right on time. And then, of course, H2 always has like a lot of festivals lined up. So, you know, given all of this, clearly H2 is looking extremely buoyant and definitely we are at a very different space today as compared to when we last met.
So how are clients reacting post-elections? You know, you must have met up with like a couple of them. What are they?
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. What are they saying?
Clear optimism. And there's a lot of work which is happening around, you know, across brands and categories as they get ready for the festival season. So it's going to be like obviously a very crucial part of the year. You know, everybody wants to capitalize on the increased consumer spending that comes with the festive season. Nobody wants to miss that. So there's a lot of work happening around, you know, new product launches, brand extensions. A lot of clients are looking at geographical expansion, a lot of festival promos. So our teams are like really, really busy. And there is, you know, a lot of optimism as we get into H2.
Great. We have seen over the past few months how holding companies, advertising holding companies are flexing their AI muscle. You know, there is some partnership with like a chip maker that is announced every few weeks that has become a trend for 2024. So how have, you know, the agencies and advertising holding companies evolved from, you know, just speaking about cost efficiency and production efficiency when it comes to AI to actually delivering unique AI-focused solutions for their clients?
I think there's a lot of work, Shibani, which has already happened in this area, which is creating like really exciting work with using, you know, creativity at the heart and enhanced by AI or generative AI. So I think we have done enough and more work in that area. And of course, it's all very exciting. I don't know whether you got a chance to see the work which won a gold also in Cannes last year, which is the Airtel 5G launch work. That was like advanced use of AI and of course, creativity and data and technology. And similarly, in more recent times, there has been work around Say It with Oreo. It's a very interesting work that has been done by the teams over here. And a lot of work on PepsiCo, for example, which uses a lot of data as well as Gen AI and AI, predictive analytics and all of that. So, so all in all, there's a lot of work which has happened and this area will continue to evolve. And as we move along, the teams also get more and more trained. And as we know, this area is not a still area. This is evolving like on a daily basis and the models are becoming better and better. Yeah. So that, to my mind, is something that is like, you know, at the core of, almost at the core, it's no longer something peripheral. That being said, I think, yes, I mean, there's a lot of investment on AI beyond that as well. And the potential of AI is humongous. And a lot of it depends on, you know, if you are sort of structuring the whole thing around the right set of data and coming out with the right set of relevant solutions for solving real business challenges.
Yes, but still we've seen a lot of marketers and clients across different sectors are still a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit confused on some of AI's application. So as their partners, how are you trying to reorient them? What are some of the ways in which you are doing so?
Firstly, I think it is very unfair to say the clients are confused or overwhelmed.
Are they not? Are they not?
They are not. They are not. The fact is that there is a lot of noise around AI. There's a lot of noise and there is a lot of amplification
But
of the
isn't that
noise.
overwhelming?
No, hear me out. So there is a lot of noise and a lot of, sort of over amplification happening in this area. Anybody who has like a phone or a mobile phone or a desktop, a mobile and an access to an internet is figuring out ways to crack AI and all the new models which keep coming up, from various sort of parties. So it is an area which is moving very fast, and hence obviously excitement and a bit of sort of so what next is obviously, something that is to be expected. So with our clients on a more sort of a elevated level, if I was to really talk, I mean, I think it's a full partnership that we have with our clients. There is, everybody is trying to push in the same direction to find real solutions for real, business challenges. So of course we continue to train, the models are evolving, we continue to train our people. We ourselves have seen firsthand how the, prompt to text was very good has been good for some time, but prompt to, for example, image and prompt to video is still sort of, there's a lot of, distance to travel on that front. So we work closely on that, we train our teams on that, and all of that is in partnership with the clients as well. And beyond that, of course, there's a lot of work happening also on the ethical side of AI. And in our business specifically, where there's a lot of, in AI, if there's a lot of usage of open internet, then copywriting can be an issue. So, I mean, there's a lot of work.
Copywriting can be issue, then biases.
Exactly, biases is a big thing. So we continue to train our teams on that, and then obviously in partnership with the clients. So. So I wouldn't say that anybody's more confused than the other.
Anupriya, with AI becoming the talk of the town, there is so many discussions going on applications of AI and Gen AI. In everyday workflows in an advertising agency. During a brainstorming session, or a meeting or something like that, what is the most unexpected or amusing instance, that you can share with us that has happened with regards to AI?
Well, what comes to my mind, Shivani, is actually before the brainstorming, what comes to my mind is a WhatsApp forward that I got some few days back. Maybe you might have got it as well. And it talked about that how, I want AI to do my dishes and my laundry so that I'm able to sort of do art and I'm able to do poetry and all of that, and not vice versa. So I think it really hits the nail on the head. We wanted to do that and not really sort of take away the more interesting.
Poetry and writing and whatnot for us.
So I thought, so pretty on similar in the similar area. Last time we were chatting here in this room only, and I remember talking to you about the hackathon which we had just initiated.
That's right.
And basically to crowdsource ideas that could solve for real sort of business problems using generative AI and using AI. And of course, it was a whole sort of organization-wide contest, and everybody participated in that. And there were teams which were like, the chatter on the floor was largely a team saying that, okay, I'm just going to give a command to this generative AI to come up with an award-winning idea that is going to like sort of win the award. And on the other side, the tech teams which were going to code this all and bring it alive to life and put it to life, all these ideas to life. They were also hoping that, if only I could just solve for it. And all they want is to win the prize without having to work very hard. But that was, everybody has this huge expectation of AI that, you're just going to give a prompt and everything is going to be solved. The reality is very, very far away from it. In fact, that it is not about what generative AI can do, but how well you can put it to task and how well you define the territories, how well you define the data that it needs to sort of, read, how well you prompt it.
Past couple of years have been very, very full of uncertainty. As somebody who's a leader, what is some of or one of the superpowers that that you would like to have to sail through all of this uncertainty?
Uncertainty. Well, firstly, I must say that I love uncertainty. That's what really, makes us human.
Yeah.
And want to come to office every day.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about the cricket match last night,
yeah.
right? You were saying you watched it and it was exciting till whatever time you watched it. Now, imagine that you already knew that India is going to win it. Like, would people be watching it? Will people be
in my heart, I did.
Yeah, that's okay. But still, you weren't sure. There was uncertainty in that. So, uncertainty is what really sort of brings us to life. And that's why, we are humans and we, live with that. So there is no way that you can wish away uncertainty. And in fact, it is an exciting thing. And that's what makes us ensure that our ears are to the ground. We are listening. We are constantly thinking. We are constantly, so all of that and constantly navigating, coming out with new solutions and all, if we were to talk about the workplace. And so if you are asking me about the superpower has always been and will be the talent that we get in our organization and in our industry. And I think that if we are able to inspire them, train them well, to be able to navigate this world in 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years down the line, then I think that's a great superpower to have.
And it's a people's business after all.
It's a people's business.
So, a lot of action in the coming months. We have the festive season. Anupriya, what are some of the key focus areas for the group for the next couple of months where you will be firing all cylinders?
We are a very client-centric organization. Client is always at the center of what we do. So one, our focus is on all the right products and solutions which can aid clients, movement in the market. So we are very, very, future solutions obsessed. So there's a lot of time and effort which goes into constantly assessing the needs, the need gap in the market. As we spoke about it, the clients' businesses are getting disrupted, consumer choices are getting disrupted with technology, and the solutions that are there in the market are also constantly evolving. Every 6 months, the face of the market changes. So it's very important that we are constantly sort of surfing that and coming up with and enhancing our solutions. So we invest a lot on these capabilities. The second, of course, is that in partnership with the clients, there's a lot of work we do to ensure that people are not only sort of doing advertising, creating work which is only solving for business, but also addresses clients' needs of sustainability and purpose-driven marketing. So that is an awareness and constant, effort at our end. None of this can be done without talent. So learning and development, which is very close to my heart, we continue to invest very heavily in that because you need to continue, skilling up your people to, it's not like somebody else is going to do all of this. It is our people only who are going to solve for it. So there are very structured L&D programs that we run. So those keep getting, those evolve year on year. In fact, a lot of our shops have qualified for things like Great Places to Work and other such, which is, of course, we are very proud of. And last but not the least, I cannot end this part without Power of One, which has been working very well for us in the market. Clients are aware that it provides them seamless access to all our capabilities, no matter which part of the group they are working with. So that's worked very well. And that doesn't come to life without adequate sort of investment, training in talent and so there's a lot of investment in that as well. So these are our focus areas.
Thank you so much and all the best for that.
Thank you very much and pleasure to have you here.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, joining us in the studio, we have Naghma Mulla, who is the CEO of EdelGive Foundation, the philanthropic initiative of EdelWize Group. Welcome back. And now joining us in the studio today, we have Naghma Mulla, who's the CEO of EdelGive Foundation, the philanthropic initiative of EdelWize Group. EdelGive Foundation is a grant-making organization helping build and expand philanthropy in India by funding and supporting the growth of small to mid-sized grassroots NGOs committed to empowering vulnerable children, women and communities. She is speaking with us about the origins of EdelGive Foundation and its journey so far in the space of women empowerment, their stree-leads initiative and much more. So tell us more about the origins of EdelGive Foundation and how did you guys begin? What was the thought?
So it began in 2008. And I think Edelweiss was very forward thinking at that time to start a foundation just to structure their philanthropy when there was no CSR. So the promise was that once profits were booked, they would be dedicating 1%, to philanthropy. And that's how EdelGive was formed, with a small mandate that they will find unique ideas across the country, small and mid-sized organizations, and will give them small grants. That's really how it all began.
Yeah, and what is the kind of work over the past couple of years that you have done specifically in the space of women empowerment?
See, when we began, we actually thought we will work with women to give them life skills, give them employment opportunities.
That's right.
Very quickly, we learned that it's not so simple, and societal norms play a very big role. And we gradually came to the point where it was like social empowerment and economic empowerment will help a woman get her true empowerment, which means not only the ability to earn, but also to have agency over that income, understand how to invest it, understand how to protect her income, have access to property rights, know how the legal system works with her. So we now have a very comprehensive, set of grants that go out to serve this purpose. Alongside that, we have a strong media advocacy piece, which basically highlights, like we had a Udyam Stree program, which showed micro entrepreneurs as women from across rural India. When you and I think of entrepreneurs, we think of women like us. But the fact is, most micro-entrepreneur women in India are the vada pav stalls, the kirana stores, and these are profit-making women.
Some artwork,
Absolutely.
or in the clothing business,
Absolutely.
and so on and so forth.
So we had a positive media advocacy piece that put them in the mainstream with a campaign line that said "Pyar to small vyapar" and buy from women. Right now, we are working on something called stree-leads, which is talking about women in careers and in workforces and how to accelerate their journey on leadership.
Yeah, and also, India is a country where you much need all of these kind of initiatives, because recently there was a report, Global Gender Gap Report 2024 by WEF, where they said that India fares fairly low in South Asia when it comes to gender parity. So can you tell us more, what can be done to reverse this?
Yeah, India's ranking like 129 out of about, I think, 138. It's dropped 2 points. Bangladesh is 99. So, not good.
Yeah.
The fact is that while we have more and more women who are entering workforces, who are also getting educated, we also have a increasing gender parity. What does it mean? It means that out of the listed companies, only 100 companies have women CEOs. The number of women in leadership positions is low. Income disparity is very high. Access to opportunities is very low. So this needs a bridging of a serious kind. When we talk about bridging this gap, we also have to realize that, for example, let's take corporate India. At entry point, we almost have an equal representation of men and women.
Yes.
But as a woman rises up the ladder, you see that when she marries, when she's pregnant, and then in India, exclusive to India, when the child is in 10th standard, she drops off. That means that we definitely have a disparity and a gap that widens as a woman's age progresses or her ability to access more opportunities progresses.
Yeah, but as at least something in marketing and the industry that Storyboard tracks very extensively, we have seen a lot of women leaders, taking positions as CMOs and CXOs. Who have been formerly in advertising agencies, even agencies, creative agencies.
Correct.
We have seen that change over the past couple of years. How can they help change the narrative?
Oh, that, stereotyping. We have to break the stereotype that a woman has to be a certain kind or has to do certain kind of roles. The fact is that when you think, for example, of a farmer, you will think of a man. Most of Indian farmers are women. The fact is that when you think of household chores, the imagery is that of a nurturing mother. Now, mother is nurturing, but the fact is that doesn't have a direct correlation to her ability to do laundry, for example. I think media and marketing play a very important role in breaking these stereotypes and says that our ability to do certain kind of work is not representative of the power and the abilities we hold as individuals. And that really is the power that media and marketing holds.
Also, this is an industry which has access to multiple sectors as well. Like a leader in insurance would probably, have some influence in that sector. But advertising is such sector that you interact with, let's say, auto industry on a regular basis, or insurance, or banking, and so on and so forth. So how can, these interactions lead to like a positive change in those respective sectors and industries?
See, the story is in your hand. You become the storyteller. So from what lens are we going to tell the story? Not putting her as a recipient of all the benefit, but also the person who is benefiting. Also realizing the power is that while you are catering to, the paying customer is the auto industry or a different kind of industry, the ultimate consumer of the product is that child, everybody ranging from the age of 3 to the age of 80. So there is a huge responsibility. There is a responsibility to represent this woman as more than the role that has been designated to her in the family unit or in the office unit, showing her as a senior member, showing her as someone who drives, and it's not exceptional, it's part of the routine. Like till today, I drive around and we have silly jokes on, is the car okay or are you okay? I think we have to break these. And this is the power of good marketing and good media. Change the way the story is told.
Yeah, and how have you changed the narrative, if you can, give your personal example?
See, like I said, let's begin from the whole story of driving. The fact is that we can either choose to be upset or we can choose to smile and carry it with grit and keep proving that you are wrong and the story is bigger than, a woman doing X, Y, or Z. The Udyam Stree story, where we positioned the rural woman as a strong, profit-savvy entrepreneur who earns limited profit but knows how to make her spend, how to borrow, how to, return her loans, and is a good financial customer. That was a big learning for us. That we are not making up a story. This is the woman. She is paying off her loans. She is smart about her business. Now, when we moved into the corporate sector and we did a little bit of a research, we went and, we had interviews with 65 women in different corporate leadership roles. And we were stunned to see that the biases did not surprise us. The most surprising thing about... yes, I go home and I'm tired and I have to do household chores. I have to manage the expectation. And in many places, she's not even upset about managing the expectation. She thinks it's part of the role. In fact, some of the senior women also said that they feel like they are bothering a meeting when they're being vocal. Some of the men said that they will be even more liberated if, they're having an only boys conversation going on. So these biases that came out of those interactions, we've based an entire campaign called stree-leads, which is running out, running off LinkedIn, which is not attacking these biases, but actually confronting them and saying it's not all true. Second, through this program, through this stree-leads campaign, we want to highlight women leaders and share practical lessons. Practical lessons of how they've navigated it, so that those who are climbing up the ladder don't think that this is something out of bounds for them or this is exceptional. What we've done with senior leaders so far is either we've pedestalized them so much, like, they're so big, how can I be like this person? I'm not this exceptional, I'm not this smart. But it's not like that. Everybody's human, everybody's got vulnerabilities. To show a woman in corporate career that vulnerabilities are okay and we still can navigate, and like someone else became a leader, she can too. Our campaign is trying to address that by practical sharing of lessons, by spotlighting on leaders who are way up the ladder and actually making access to leadership opportunities simpler than it seems to them while they are at it.
Wow, that's a great thought, to humanize, all the leaders who are already there. Great thought. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you so much.